Hello folks, welcome in to a video. Is this the inaugural video of my channel? I do not know. We will see. The point of this video is to customize OOTP, the universe, the world.xml file, in a way that is helpful for my project, which I've already started and done, and I've done a bunch of tests. But there's some problems. So here's the overall plan. Yes, this is OOTP 22. Yes, I understand 27 is out. Yes, I do plan on using 27, but the default world XML is, from what I gather, pretty much the same between 22 and 27. I do not personally own any version other than 22 right now, but I will own 27, and when I get 27, I will have to modify my customized world XML to work with 27, but there's some bugs in my XML right now and some tweaks I want to make. That's what this video is about, just sort of doing that. So anyway, what do I mean? What am I talking about here? Let me go to a new custom game. We'll go to the fictional and we'll just, we'll do 16 teams. So I customized the world XML file to, there's no longer nations, countries, and all that stuff. It's not countries on Earth. It's the solar system. And so, let me see here if you can see this. So, no region specified. I've got every planetary system, including the asteroid belt, as a region. And so we can say, okay, our league is going to be in the Neptunian region, and I've got custom flags here, and I've got team names. These are cities, fake cities, and yeah, so that's basically it. I've created the universe, not really, the solar system. Let's step into here and we'll just do all this. This is fine. I'm going to play in commissioner mode. This is just a throwaway save. Start the game. Okay. So if we go game and we explore the world, we can see that I've set the continents to the planets. The nations are not exactly moons. They are features on moons. And that's how I name them. I'm going to change that in my next iteration, which we're going to do today. And then, so if we click on Albiorix, which is a moon of Jupiter, Saturn apparently, we can see that it's got one city, Upper Connellifert Plateau Central. Yeah, and that's weird and wonderful. Players from Albiorix, there aren't any because there just aren't. What else can I tell you? There's also schools. Where can I? Schools page. This is one of the things I want to change. So I have all these fake schools, and there's, I think, 80,000 schools. A lot of these schools are in Venus, because this is there we go. So there we have some schools. Now you'll notice that all these schools are named the same thing, like Berkshire Central Secondary. Why is there so many of them? And I think the way I generated these, they just don't have there just weren't enough names. So anyway, that's what I want to fix today. So this is the default world XML that comes with OOTP 22, and I think so you can see you have continents here, and we've got all the nations. So continents have nations, nations have states, states have cities, and then cities have things in them. So yeah, I wrote a program that generates these XML files for me, but I want to change. So I'm just going to quickly describe what I want to change here. Let's go here. So OOTP, let's make this a bit bigger so we can all see this. So OOTP, whoops, why is my... Oh, tab moves focus. No, tab does not move focus. Okay. I call this Galactic Baseball. So these are what I currently have, okay? So OOTP has this idea of continents, and Galactic Baseball has this idea of planetary systems. So continents, are things like North America, Europe, etc. Let's add some more tabs to that. There we go. And planetary systems are things like, the Mercurian system, the Jovian system. This is what the Jupiter system is called. So that's what I had. Oops. Continents we saw were broken up into nations in OOTP. And these are things like Canada and Brazil and whatever, Norway. You get the idea. In Galactic Baseball, what I currently have, planetary systems are divided along planetary bodies. So these are things like the actual planets themselves. So you have Mercury as a body, but you'd also have the moon. So like the Earth's moon, Ganymede. We've taken some asteroids from the asteroid belt. So those are the planetary bodies. And they function as the nations in what I currently have. Okay, nations are broken up into states. These are things like Manitoba, my home province in Canada. I don't know many of the breakdowns of other countries other than, of course, the US. So we'll throw in Florida here, these kinds of things. So what I currently have, planetary bodies are broken down into planetary features. And I'll tell you what a feature is. This is things like Olympus Mons, the big volcano on Mars. These are features that actually exist. They've been named by astronomers, astrophysicists, whatever. They look at the planets and they see features on them, they name them, and then there's a big database of planetary features. It was a way I could break a planetary body up. So these currently function as my states, and then cities. So cities, well, we don't have to talk about cities because cities are the same for both. Maybe I'll give a few more examples. Like the Sea of something, Tranquility? Is that something in the moon? I don't know. There's something there. Anyway. And then cities have schools, and they both have schools. Although these aren't really geographic differentiators, but they exist. Okay, so that's what I have right now. And we saw that the schools were... So there's two problems with what I have. Actually, there are three. If I click on nation here, why? aren't any of these. Yeah, so a lot of these, like what flag is this? I don't know. This is the, oh, sorry, I'm in the schools page. So here, you got UFEM. This is its flag. It's a beautiful leaf, I think. It doesn't have, you don't know where in the solar system this is. So that's my first problem. I want to look at a flag and understand sort of regionally where it exists. But I don't want planetary bodies, like a planetary system, to be a country, because that's only going to make 9 countries, 10 if I include the asteroid belt. I want there to be 100, like a good amount of countries. So that's the first problem. Looking at a flag and the name, because no one knows where UFEM is. Nobody knows. I mean, apparently UFEM is a moon of Jupiter. So there you go. Who would have thought? But so that's one thing I want to change. I can't tell, where, in what system a country exists based on its flag, because the name doesn't tell me. The flag is just fictional, made up. So that I changed already, and I'll explain why I changed that as we move forward here. But one second, I just want to make sure my voice is recording. Yes, it is. Okay. The other thing is the schools page. I think that's silly. So we do have a lot of the same name across many different schools. And I'm not sure why. Like, Mars itself has so many Bedfordshire Meridian schools. And I should mention, each planet itself becomes a nation in this old system. So there's the Venus nation, Mercury. But then you have like the moon, and Ganymede and Europa, Io, sorts of things. Anyway, but it's not just the moons of a planetary system, it's the actual planetary system itself. So there's so many countries, again, this is school, but there are so many countries in Jupiter, for instance, because it's got so many moons. And you can see Mars here. There's 3 countries in Mars. Mars proper, Deimos, and Phobos, because those are the 2 moons. Okay, so that's what I want to change. I want to change the schools. And the other thing is the city names. Let me look at some big thing. So here's Titania, and it's got 3 cities: Deep, Justinview, Rembrandt Metropolis, and Nellymouth North. These are silly generated names that I'd rather not use silly generated names. One of the things I realized is that I'm not using the feature name anywhere, which is an actual astronomical name. So let's pull this down. So here's my new system. My new system, continents will still be planetary systems. That's going to be fine. Nations are actually still going to be planetary bodies. That's realistic. And the flags are at the nation level. So this is where flags are generated, at the nation level. Okay. But the states, I had planetary features, and there's not going to be any states in my solar system. Okay, there's no states in the solar system. Cities will be named, cities will be planetary features. And this way I can use the name of the planetary feature to determine as the city name. And we might take large features and tack on like north, south, east, and west to give multiple cities per feature if it's big enough. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. In the schools, I need some more variety in the schools. So that's the plan today. I know that was a 15-minute preamble, but here we go. So the idea, where's my my idea is to, I'll show you the fix for the flags, and then we're going to look at the planetary features and remove states, the idea of a state from my data, and just generate a single state per nation in the final XML. Here's my flag generator. This, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so first of all, this is Visual Studio. This is .NET 10. I am a software developer, and I've been using Visual Studio .NET for over a decade. This is my happy place. Yes, I could have done this in Python, but it would have taken 4 times as long, because then I'd have to learn Python. There's nothing wrong with using what you know to do things. And there's also nothing wrong with getting AI to write stuff for you if it's monotonous and boring and you don't care. So I am going to come out with a disclaimer now. This file, flag generator, was completely written by GitHub Copilot. This generates a flag by taking the name of the nation, an output folder, and this is the new piece. I added a character, which is a single letter. And so what this has done is, after the flag, you know, it optionally draws a pattern and chooses colors. If it's not an empty, that's empty, a null character, it means nothing. Nothing was passed. But if it is actually a character, then we're going to draw a character on the flag. And I'll show you what this looks like, because I think I've got some here. So this would be S for Saturn, and this would be the flag here. So you'd be able to, I think I have them open. Where's my... There we go. You can see them all here. So now I can tell at a glance that, yeah, this might be, I don't know what country this is, but I know it's in the Jovian system. And I checked. There's only one repeated letter, and that's Mercury and Mars. And so I'm thinking of using the letter Y for Mercury. And then I kind of know where a country is located in the solar system, and that's all I care about. So that's the change I did to my flag generator. I'm not using it. I'm just, well, I guess I am using it because I made the examples. But anyway, yeah. So if you're completely lost, that's fine. This isn't really a video I was planning on putting up, but this is sort of a preamble video. I do want to get to playing some OOTP eventually, but I need to set up my universe the way I want it to. So we're going to have to change some of this. So I've got the city generator and the schools generator. So here we go. Let's take a look at my program file here. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, so I've got the names of the systems. So if it's the Jupiter system is called Jovian, I came up with asteroid Beltian. I think that's funny. Earth is Terran, and yeah, so we got 10 of them. Okay. And let me show you so I have this text where I've got all the moons. And everyone with an asterisk starts a new section for that planetary system. If they have no moon, there's just one in there. So there's Earth, and it's Earth and Moon. There's Mars and its 2 moons. Jupiter has a bunch of moons. Now, yeah, so each planet exists in its list. So anyway, we go down to the list. We see 205. I think we're going to make one for the asteroid belt itself. That's 206. So there's 196 planetary bodies, which turns into 196 countries, which I think is fantastic. Now I have this CSV file. This is the list of planetary features greater than 500 kilometers for everything in the solar system except for Earth. I chose 500 kilometers originally because I thought that was a good. It gave me enough things. You can see that we've got 887. These would be in my new system. So in the old system, these were just used, and I didn't use the names anywhere. I generated fake city names within them. But in my new system, I'm going to actually use these as the names of my cities. So there will be something called Virilis Tesserae. You know, that's a feature on Venus. This is the diameter in kilometers of that feature, and that's going to directly correspond to a to how many, the population basically. And there's latitude and longitudes, which I wasn't using originally. I think in OOTP 27, and I will find out, they updated the 3D engine when you're viewing 3D games to actually use the latitude and the longitude. So I'm excited to include that information. I think it affects, you know, the height of the sun and the weather and all that fun stuff. I mean, these are latitudes on Venus, so I'm sure these will get translated to what temperatures and the sun looks like on Earth at 56.1 to 39.7. But it's just fun stuff to throw them in there. All right. Right now, what I got here. This is my main model, a planetary system. As a name and abbreviation, a demonym. So I had to learn what a demonym is. A demonym is the form of a word that tells you if, you know, it's easier to just give an example. Canada is a country. The demonym of Canada is a Canadian. So we can call me a Canadian. I would use the demonym. Demonym, yeah, I'm saying that right. That's how I've come to understand this word. And this is used in the XML file. If you look in the default world, it's so Algiers, this is a state. Oh no, states don't have demonyms. There you go. Here's the continent, Africa. But it's got the demonym African. So that's cool. It's just a way to generate highlights like text and stuff. So-and-so, the, you know, Canadian superstar, whatever. Okay. The population of a planetary system is simply the population of all its planetary bodies. So what is a planetary body? Okay, now a planetary body, and this is, I put in comments here, that this corresponds to a nation in OOTP. This is a name abbreviation, a demonym. Again, I guess this demonym is like North American. This would be Canadian. So planetary bodies have continents within my universe, not the OOTP continents, continents here are just a list of planetary features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, rename continents to what they actually are. A planetary body has many features which are, well, let's hang on here. Let's just call them features. Let's just call them features. Tell them what they are. Now, a planetary body corresponding to a nation has a capital city and a quality of player that the game wants to use to generate players from that team, from that planetary body. Okay, now that we've got that, what's a planetary feature? This is the first thing I'm changing. This is an OOTP city. So a planetary feature has a name, abbreviation, and it's got a list of cities here. This we're still going to city set. I'm going to call this a city set. Simply because if the feature is large enough, we're going to make different variations of that city. So we will get, you know, Olympus Mons, east, west, north, and south, just to give us more cities. And so we will have what is called a city. And the city is going to have a latitude and longitude. Right now I'm setting it as 0. I probably shouldn't. Let's think about this. I want the latitude and longitude of the city to actually be the latitude and the longitude of the feature. Maybe we can offset it slightly if there are multiple ones. Does it really matter if I have multiple cities in a nation or not? I like to think so. I don't want just... Sorry. One feature per city. Is that actually a reasonable thing? I got 887. Now they're not all going to be here. Possibly. I just grabbed this from some NASA website. This is actually a feature for my CSV file. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I think we'll leave it. I think that's okay. The latitude and the longitude. So right now, we're going to have a latitude and a longitude. Yeah, we are. Oh, I should make those decimals. What am I doing? Okay, so cities won't have latitudes and longitudes. Yes, they will. They will have latitudes and longitudes. But we're going to calculate them from their features, latitude and longitude. And I guess we can do something fancy and take random coordinates. Okay. Is capital of feature. Let's change this to feature. No, because a feature is a city set. The body is the nation. So no, that's right. It's the capital of the body. Every planet, moon, and asteroid is going to have a capital city. Okay. The school, yeah, this, I mean, the latitude and the longitude, gosh, it really doesn't matter at this point because I'm not even gonna, I don't think that will matter in the slightest. Okay, and the association, the conference, those are like the OOTP school things I had to generate, and the school type and the stars. So there you go. Okay, let's go to the main program here. So we're going to change this solar system, planetary body, feature, planetary feature, and city. So let's just start going. Get planets by moon. This opens up this file, grabs everything. That doesn't need to change. Get bodies by feature. This will open up the CSV file, find everything it cares about. And that's just all the planetary features, planetary systems now. So these are loaded. We're going to create the planetary systems. And we are going to basically just go through each one of them and create the planetary system. So this is the main thing that will create a planetary system. Use name to get all the moons, use moons and name to get all the features. Each feature becomes, this is no longer a continent. Each feature becomes a city, essentially. Or city set, and this is really city set. And what I mean is if there's a big giant feature, it's going to, yeah, I think I've already described this. We're going to have multiple cities within that feature, all sharing the same name. So it turns into a metropolis almost. Planets by moon. Okay, planetary features by body. This is just setting it up. Okay, not all moons have features. If any of them don't, we'll add a feature that is the moon. This is analogous to a one-state nation. This is going to be the case for everybody. Everyone is going to have one state. But, okay, so the feature, oh yeah, yeah, this will be 0, 0. If you're the only city on the planet, you're at 0, 0. Okay. Okay, so this creates the planetary system. We don't need to do anything to that. Planets by moon. We're selecting the moon. Getting the player quality. I just randomized this. This was a complete randomization. The player quality for a planetary system will be random. The planetary body now has the name of moon. I like this. I just added IAN to create the demonym. This is kind of hilarious. My create unique nation. The abbreviation you can see up here. The abbreviation for the planetary system, I just grabbed, you know, the first 3 characters, uppercased it, and was done with it. I needed the nations to have unique abbreviations because the game uses the abbreviation for the nation as the file name for that flag, that nation's flag. So I had to make sure that I was creating a unique one. So two can't share an abbreviation, or else they would share a flag. So basically what I do is I just take the first three and keep track of it. If someone else has that, okay, try and take the first, second, and fourth characters. First, second, and fifth. And just keep trying all combinations. The funny one is, you know, for short ones, short names like IO, if you still have a collision where two are trying to pick the same thing, just add an X to the end. I thought that was funny. I don't know if that's ever used, but anyway. So we have to create unique nation abbreviations. Player quality, and then we select the features. And then, okay, so this is where our first change is going to be. Create cities based on the diameter of the feature. So I have the diameter, I have the continent name. The continent name is what? It's the name of the feature. So the feature name, oops. No, it's, oh my gosh. The feature name is being passed in as a continent name, which is being used when I create a school. I'll get back where I get the conference. Yeah, okay, let's, okay, so I still do want continent name, but this is going to be, instead of continent name, this is going to be body name. Yes, I think. Or should this be, no, this is continent name. See, I used continent for two different things before, which is really bad. That's okay. Let me just go back into create school and we'll see continent name. Yeah, I think we're going to call this, yeah, body name is right. And get conference, and we'll just body name. So what we're going to have an association for Ganymede or the moon or something like that. And then an association. Yeah, that's right. So an association is just a loose collection of schools, all of the same competition level. And I think this is, and then the conference will be that, all those schools in the same association, also in the same planetary system. So this really shouldn't be body name. This should be system name. No, we'll keep it at body name. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so now we have body name here. So the number of cities, now we're going to create our city. So we're going to get the city count. The city count is going to be the diameter. This is what I had before. Diameter divided by 500. So I think what I want, we're not really going to do this. I think what I'm going to do is, if it's 500 kilometers, we're going to have one city. We can have up to a maximum of 4, north, south, east, and west. So I would say let's do every 700 kilometers. So let me just create a constant here. Threshold. And we're going to just say this is just 700. 700 is the, yeah. And so then we're going to return, we're going to say take the diameter divided by the threshold. Gosh, I hate I hate Copilot's suggestion stuff. That was outrageous. 1 second. You can tell I don't use this computer very often. Let me just turn. I really need Copilot to just shut up on me. Where is Copilot? Languages. Copilot's got to be here somewhere. Copilot inline suggestions. Okay. Inline suggestion, IntelliCode. Yes, I don't want multi-line. You can keep doing it single lines for me, that's fine. Okay, anyway. So the diameter divided by the threshold. If it's less than 1, yeah, I guess so. We're going to do 1. So if it's less than 700 kilometers, there'll be 1. If it's less than 2, we'll do 2. 3, we'll do 3. And then we'll do greater or equal to 4. We'll do 4. And that's all we've got. Okay. It hates this for some reason, because why? Cannot implicitly convert, oh, decimal to int. Well, yeah, because that's a decimal. Well, don't be dumb. What's your problem now? Fine, call it a decimal. What are you freaking talking about? Are you missing a cast? I'm not missing a cast, you stupid piece of... Threshold's a decimal, diameter's a decimal. Cannot implicitly convert type of decimal to int. Well, don't. You're not oh, I swear I'm gonna... This is when you go diameter divided by threshold and you look at it and it says it's a decimal. I'm literally returning. There's nothing wrong with this. What's Visual Studio talking about? Fine. Add an explicit cast. Oh my gosh. Add a default case. Sure. Add a default case, you stupid. Oh, this is what happens when you take Copilot's stupid suggestions. There. Man. Unbelievable. Okay, that's how many cities we're getting. So now we're going to go through each number of cities, and okay, this is where we are not going to grab from cities. So initially what I did was I had all of these stupid city names, and it was just kind of silliness. I'm not going to have any of them anymore. We'll just comment them out for now. City name templates, we don't want any of these. City prefixes, yeah, that's kind of fun. Should I do the prefixes instead? I don't know. Prefixes look cool. The directions. I think we'll do the prefixes. Those are cool. Okay. So we won't have any of these. We won't have the suffixes. We won't have the directions. We're just, well, maybe we should keep the directions for now. We'll see. We'll see what we want. The city names don't exist though. We're going to use the feature name. Okay, so the city name, we're just going to say create a city name from the name of the feature. Feature name. And I. Okay. I. And what do I need? Number of cities greater than 1. Do I care about I? Well, maybe what I'll just do is I'll just grab all. This is creating each city by itself. I guess what we can do is we can say var city, oops, city names equals get city, create city names. City names, and we will throw in the number of cities. We're also going to throw in the feature name, which means we need the feature name. So let's add that. So now we get the feature name, and this is driving me bonkers. So give me a second while I make that look nicer. Create city names. Okay, so we are going to have the number of cities and the feature name. So if number of cities is equal to 1, just come on. What? Return feature name. Okay. Otherwise, what we're going to do is for I equals 0, I is less than number of cities. Yes. Boom. For each city and multiple cities, we're going to say var random prefix equals city prefixes. Do I have RND? Yes, RND. Next. 0. And that. Yeah, okay. Good. And then we will. We need to return. We need to return a list of strings. This needs to be a list. So that's a single list. And then we'll just say, well, we can just link this. Return enumerable range 0, number of cities dot select. We will say feature name space, and then this. Okay, perfect. And we'll do a to list on that. We don't need this, so that'll create everything. Yes, we might get duplicates. I'm not gonna lie. Do I care about that? Here, why don't we just go here? You know what? We'll just take 10 of them. Well, here, we'll go number of, no, we'll just take 10. Just generate me 10 random ones, but do a distinct first there, and we'll get take the first number of cities there. This is the poor man's way of making sure we don't have any duplicates. So that'll create all of our city names, and that's what we got there. Okay, so now instead of looping through all of these, we can just say city names dot select city name. Which we already have, so we don't care about that. Okay, so the population of a city, 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, we got our city names. So the population of the city. So the population of the city is kind of, yeah, diameter divided by number of cities. So we don't need an is first. I originally had an is first just to be like the biggest city in a nation, but I don't think it's necessary anymore. Of course, now that I see this and I read this, okay, all right, well, you know what? We will that'll work, right? That's the index. Okay. I equals 0. And now I took away that parameter, so I have to add it back. We will allow capital cities to be larger. So Boolean is first. Okay. Just restore what I had. So basically this is the capita per square meter. There's the square meters calculated. Now we add some randomness. And okay, so that's okay. I think that's fine. The population of the city, we can tweak it. This is the difficult one. Get the school count. I really don't know. I had one university for every 500,000 people, and then twice as many junior colleges. And then I took all the high schools and just divided by 100,000. I think this is too much. This... yeah, high school too. It's just too many schools. This generated 80,000 schools for me before, but I guess in this new system, it might not generate as many. Let's just keep it like that. I know it's, yeah, we'll see. So we're returning a city that has the city name, the population. We've created a school, a certain number of high schools, junior colleges, and universities. The city name here, the body name there. That all looks good. That all looks good. So yeah, we didn't use any of these. We'll just comment that out for now. Okay, so those are our cities, and we don't use Faker anymore. I'm happy to not use Faker. Okay, let's go back. Of course not. Oh yes, we need to, so that's the feature name, which we're passing in, but we also need the body name, which is moon. Okay. So the moon is the body name, the feature has a name, that's okay. So the max we need to set the capital city. This will be the biggest city in the most populous continent. In the most populous feature. OOTP real world equivalent, the biggest city in the most populous. The biggest city in the most populous. Just the biggest city. What am I talking about? There's only one state, so it's just the planetary body has a biggest city. So we're going to take the planetary body, take all the features, find the biggest one, capital city, max by population, there you go. Then we generate the flags for the planetary abbreviation. I can't do this. I have to say, what am I doing? Name equals Mercury. Pass Y. Otherwise, pass the first character. We want Mercury to generate Y's so it doesn't conflict with Mars. Is that it? That's how we create the planetary systems. We're done there. We get the total population of the total nations just because I'm curious, and then we generate the world's, the XML files. Visual Studio has this really neat feature where you can copy XML and paste it as XML classes. And so this is all generated models based on what the XML on my clipboard looked like. It was really quite interesting. And I just, now that I'm looking at this, I realize we aren't done, because that's fine that we create all these things, but we have to go and we have to create the world XML file. So let me, oh, this is one thing I realized before. 1 second. Let me open file location here. Yeah, world underscore default. Oh, that's right. Okay. I'm going to delete. Oh, you know, I'll just clean the solution. What am I talking about? Let me just delete these. 1 second here, we'll delete these nation flags. Okay. When we generate the world, we are going to oh no, I need to create the, yeah, in the create world. So here we go. This is where we take our models that we've set up and we map them back into the XML format. So ethnicities, you'll notice, yeah, in the year 3000, because my baseball universe happens in the year 3000. In the year 3000, everybody lives everywhere. And so the, you know, the ethnicity of all people are equal, basically. We have as many Asians and Hispanic and African and Indian and Caucasian everywhere, because that's what happens in the year 3000. I just need to make sure now that the continents are the planetary systems, the nations are the planetary bodies. That's all the same. The states are not the features, though. And this is and then the cities. Actually, hold on. I just realized something. Create cities. I guess we'll go here. I create a list of cities. I set that to the cities of the feature. We're returning this. You know, if I add a suffix, all of my cities are going to have the same abbreviation. Did my unique where's my create unique nation abbreviations? I wonder if I can use this. To create unique abbreviations here. That's right there. My concern is if I have suffixes for cities, all the city abbreviations will be the same. If it's a suffix, you get the same city name and then a suffix to distinguish them. They're not going to... Yeah. I guess what I can do is put a to-do here. Maybe distinguish these by suffix. Yeah. We'll see how it looks. I don't even know if the cities, I guess the cities are used for teams though. That's the problem. Oh no, wait a second. I've used prefixes. It's not suffixes. No. I've used the prefixes. The prefixes are all different. So it'll be fine. It's going to be okay. It will be fine. Actually, what I can do is I can say I equals 0. If it's the first one, then do this. Take the first 3. Otherwise, no. Okay, here we go. Here's what I'll do. City names. If there's more than one city we're creating, if there's only one city we're creating, then go ahead and just keep it the first 3 characters. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to get abbreviation. We'll put this into a little method here. Get city. Come on, city abbreviation. City name. Okay, hold on. Let's generate that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take the first character. So we're going to take city name 0. Are they all? We do have sector and station. Neo. District, zone, and unit. Okay, we're going to take the first two characters. Where's my method? We're going to take the first two characters followed by city name substring of city name dot index of space +1 1. There we go. So we'll take the first two characters from the prefix and then the first letter of the city name proper. We should uppercase that, and boom, that's what we're gonna do. So if it was St. Louis, it would be STL. If it was San Francisco, it would be SAF. I think that's reasonable. Okay, so that's there. We've got that. Cities based on diameter. So now when we generate our time, is it? I don't even know what time it is. Oh man, it's 2:27. Okay. When we generate our XML file, so we only have one state. Okay, we're going to remove this. We're only going to have one state. Its name will be the name of the nation. Because nations only have one state, it is going, the population of the state is going to be the population of the nation. This, yeah, all of these are just going to be nation. And now we're going to say nation dot features dot select feature features dot, I guess this has to be a select many feature dot cities, and then select city. Here we go. That's good. Let's bring that down so we can see it better. This can come up here. I guess I'm missing one of these. What's the problem here? Okay, but why do you expect one of those? Sure, we'll give you another one. What's going on here? That's good. What's happening here? Sometimes states equals, oh, right. There we go. And then this goes like this. Is that right? That one is there. I guess I don't need that anymore. This I need. Yeah. cities to array. This can go here. Come on. That's for that. That's not an array anymore. There we go. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be my my cities. Now the latitude and the longitudes are going to be a little bit different though. The latitude of the city is going to be the latitude. Wait a minute. The nation dot feature cities, select city. Feature dot what the heck? Yeah, I guess give me all the features of the cities. I guess I need the city to have city dot latitude, yeah, and city dot longitude. Okay, so I've got to actually set these somewhere. Yeah, so when I create the city, my gosh, when we create the city, we latitude equals, maybe we should just send in the whole stinking feature. Yeah. Planetary feature. There we go. Then I can go feature.name. Here I can go feature.latitude. And the longitude is feature.longitude. Perfect. And then we'll have to update that to, instead of just sending in the name, we'll send in the whole feature. Okay. Is that good? Let's have a look. Let's run it. So this will generate my XML, and then we'll have a look at it. Hopefully there's not an error. Of course there's an error. What's going on? The given key alpha crucis rupes was not present in the dictionary. Oh, I forgot to deal with the schools. What dictionary does it care about? IDs by state. Oh, I see. Okay. Right, the schools file needs to be modified as well. So we got the IDs by nation, IDs by state. Okay, I'm going to just rename this to features. It's not going to have any effect on anything. IDs by state. So what's the problem here? Let's do a debugging thing. Move that out of the way. So it's going to be looking at IDs by continent. IDs by nation. There are 195 nations. These are all of our nations. It's good. IDs by state. There are 195 states. Because there's only one state per nation, that makes sense. A school is called the Terran Martian Scholastic Fed. Nice. That's pretty weird. Terran and Martian, and now it's called Mercury, is the conference. University of Alpha Crucis Rupees Point. So it's trying to... Alpha Crucis Rupees was not present in the dictionary. Alpha... What diction? Alpha Crucis Rupee. IDs by state. Alpha Crucis. Because the feature right now, Alpha Crucis Rupees. It's all in one state. So what are the IDs by state? Crucis Rupees. Wait a minute. The state ID there we go. The feature name is not the state. The state shares a name with the body now. That's why. That's why, folks. And it's done. Okay, let's take a look at this world default that it created. So we have ethnicities, Mercury. Oh, wow. Oh, wait a second. I've treated them as suffixes. Alpha Crucis Rupees. This Neo has to be over here. And the abbreviations are all ALC, because it's taking the first two from the first word and then the C. Okay, so our city generator, when we create the abbreviation, no, that's right. Create the city name. Yeah, I've put the prefixes before the name. So that's dumb of me. And I really should do number of cities here. Number of cities. Maybe times 2. I don't know. Well, it's we'll just do 2. It's okay. It will throw an error if it doesn't have enough. Oh, it didn't throw an error. That's good. Okay, so now we have lower Alpha Crucis Rupees, and its abbreviation is LOA, Inner Alpha Crucis Rupees. That's great. There's a lot of them though. There's 25 cities in Alpha Crucis rupees. I'm sure to have some differences there. Look at all these. Look at all these awesome cities. Mercury's got a ton of cities. Venus. I think we're making too many cities, perhaps? I don't know. Outer. I think we're making too many cities. This just seems like way too many cities to me. I did 700 kilometers. Was the threshold. But some of these... Well, let's look at the Alpha Crucis rupees. It's only 500 kilometers in diameter. Why did it generate so many cities? That should have only generated one city. Get city count. Oh my goodness. That's, yeah, it was calculated. Okay, you know what? Screw this switch statement. I don't even care about you. Var number. We can go switch diameter divided by threshold. Case less than 1, return 1. Case less than 2, return 2. Case less than 3, return 3. I don't know, we can go case less than 4, return 4, and then we'll just say default return, or return 5. There we go. Oh, default, whoops. Oh, that's like that. And this doesn't like that. See, it's telling me I can use a switch expression. Isn't that what I did? Okay, whatever. So now we won't generate hundreds and hundreds of cities. We'll generate at most 5 cities per planetary feature. Let's look at our new world default. So here we go. We only have one, Alpha Crucis rupees. We have the lower Altair rupees and the Grand Altair rupees. The Antares rupees. That's better. So there's 52 cities on Mercury. I like that more. And you'll have like Camp Agrona Linea, Site Agrona Linea, Deep Agrona Linea, and all of these abbreviations look right. That's awesome. A lot of cities on Venus because there's so many features. Mars is a lot. The funny thing about this is that, so Earth has a single city called Earth. And that's just because there's no features in my list for Earth. So I've just decided Earth is uninhabitable in the year 3000. The Moon's got a lot. The Fort Mare Tranquillitatis. Alpha Mare Tranquillitatis. That's really nice. I really like that. One thing is we'll look at the schools here. And Alpha Crucis Rupees has the Alpha Crucis Rupees Astrophysical. I don't know. We didn't look at school names yet. Wow. We have 110,000 schools. Too many schools. I've got to end it there for this video, though. It's getting really long. So anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll pick this up next time. We'll fix the school count and we'll fix the school names. Because look, we've got 2 cities here. 3 cities, 4 cities. Yeah, for some reason, we're picking the same name for all of these schools. Oh no, cities. No, that makes sense that they're all part of the same city. But we're not picking enough unique school names, so we'll have to fix that code. Anyway, that's it. That's it for me today. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.